On the warm up, let's go over that. The first one, well, both of them you're finding the perimeter. And it's easy to find the perimeter when you know all the sides, but we don't know all the sides, so that kind of makes it tricky. So to figure out the sides, I know that I need to figure out this bottom piece. And this bottom piece is the same thing as this little sliver and this little sliver combined. So I'm just going to jot it down like that. We have 2x plus 3 and then plus x. So this side is made up of this length and this length. So what would this side be? Sure, 3x plus 2. How do you find perimeter? Add all the sides. You just have to be careful and you need to combine like terms as you go. So you can start wherever you want to. You could start at the top at x. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you should have 12x. And then for the number of parts, I could start at the same spot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what would your final answer be? 12x plus 10. For this one, we're going to have to label the sides as well. Hello? Not yet. Yeah, no problem. We've got this side labeled right here, but we need this side labeled. Does anybody know what that is? This whole piece is x plus 4. This piece is 4. So what would this little piece be? Yeah, x. So that piece is x. This piece is also x. If this little sliver is 2x plus 1, what's this little sliver? 2x plus 1. Let me just double check that. No. Yes. Yes. I was just double checking that piece. I only added that piece and that piece and it didn't equal 5, but I forgot this piece. So yeah, it does equal 5x. So what's this side right here? 4. For your midterm, you're taking TSI. Raise your hand if you've passed TSI. TSI math. Okay, well, I mean, that's not a real surprise. That's why most of us are in here. But not next week, but the next week when we take TSI in here for the midterm, which some of y'all might be taking TSI next week if you signed up to take it with Mr. Howell. There are questions on TSI that are like this. Don't try and do them in your head. Draw the picture on your paper, write it down, and do it. So you're going to figure out the perimeter of this one just the same by adding them up. I'm not going to tell you the answer of that one, but I labeled it for you. So you're going to add that up and you will turn them both in. Make sure that you have the worksheet because we're going to start the lesson. So you got like 60 seconds to finish that one up. We're going to get started. Hello? Hey. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Bye. All right, so go turn in your warm up. Logan, I need you to do me a favor. Can you go across the hall to the office and you need to pick up the roster from the attendance lady. She'll know. No, it's for, I have to cover for somebody and she asked if I could send somebody over to get it. All right, on the worksheet, we're gonna go over a couple together and you're gonna finish the rest up on your own, just like every day in here. The first thing that I want us to write down, remember, when you multiply or divide, I don't know why I said, you flip the sign, but there's something very important that's missing. When you multiply or divide, this should be right here by a negative. You don't flip the sign every time you multiply or divide. That is not correct. You only flip the sign if you multiply or divide by a negative. Thank you. So let me clarify that again. It is only if what you're taking to the other side is negative. It doesn't matter if you're multiplying or dividing and there's a negative involved. If there was a negative already there, that doesn't count. It's only if what you're taking over is negative when you multiply or divide. Now that doesn't happen super often, but I did see it the last time that I took TSI myself. I take it every so often just so that I know what questions are on there. And I did see a question that was like that where you had to flip the sign. So it does happen. You might see one, but on this worksheet, I believe there's only two maybe that you have to flip a sign. So it doesn't happen super often. So don't think that you always have to do that, but it does happen sometimes. So if you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip the sign. So we're going to do question 1 and question 9. Question 1, that is a simple, in fact, the whole front, I believe, is a one-step problem. Simple, one step. By and large, you solve inequalities the same way you do an equation. We need to bring over the 8. It's adding, so we will bring it over by subtracting it. Don't forget that you have to leave the inequality symbol. It can't turn into an equal sign. So what is 18 minus 8? I heard 2 answers. What do we think? 10. Question 9, as a fraction, don't freak out. It's not really a big deal. Fractions aren't that bad because the inverse of dividing is what? The inverse or the opposite of divide is what? Multiply. So we'll bring over the 6 by multiplying it. So here is a perfect example of that there is a negative involved, but it doesn't matter because what I'm bringing over is a positive number. So what is 13 times 6? I should have made you guys turn in your phones for a calculator. Yep, it'll be 78, and of course, yes, it will be negative. Very good. Most of the front side works just like that. Let's skip down to question 13. So on the back, they start getting a little bit more exotic where there's more parts involved. So for this one is considered a two-step equation. For a two-step equation or for, sorry, an inequality, what do I have to take care of first? Remember, my goal is to get n by itself. I need to get rid of this 5 first. And to do that, I will subtract 5. What is 60 minus 5? 55. And then last step is what? Divide by negative 5. And this is one of those cases where I'm dividing by a negative, so I have to flip the sign. $55 divided by 5, that will be negative what? 11. So I don't care if you write it like that, or if you write it with the variable on this side. If you flip the sides of these, then you have to make sure that you flip that sign. Either one is okay with me. Let's go to question 15. So for question 15, what do I have to take care of first? The 5, you always have to do the addition subtraction first, and then any multiplication division. So I will subtract 5 again. What's 6 minus 5? 1. All right, last step. What is it? Yeah, to get rid of divide by 20, I need to multiply by 20. 20 times 1 is just 20. Again, I don't care if you really like to have the variable on the left, that's fine. If you switch these two things, you have to flip the sign. Are we good so far? JD, you good? We're only going to go over 2 more problems together. Question 18. What's different about question 18? Yeah, I suppose that is different for sure. There's 2 n's. So first thing that we have to do is combine like terms. Let's put these together first. Well, I have -5 and I'm subtracting 4, so I'm getting more negative. So what's -5 minus 4? -9. And then my last step is what? Yep. I'm multiplying by -9, so I need to divide by -9. And because it's a negative, what do I have to do? I will make this, we'll flip the sign, and yes, that will actually become a positive. What's 9 divided by 9? 1. I don't care if you write it like that or like that. One more that we're going to do together. It's super fun. It's got parentheses. So when you have parentheses, this one is just distributing in a negative. So I'm going to rewrite it. All it's saying is that the sign inside the parentheses is going to be opposite for both of them. So I have positive x, so it will become negative x, and I have +7, so it will become -7. Now I have variables on both sides and I have constants on both sides. Constants are just numbers without a variable. Anytime I have variables on both sides, and this goes for equations as well, I look for the bigger number. So I have 4 and I have -1. Which one is bigger? 4. So I'm going to bring that over here. This is subtracting x. So over here, it will be adding x. 4 plus 1 is 5. So this is a two-step equation now. My goal is to get x by itself. So let's move this 33 to the other side. It's positive, so when we bring it over, we need to subtract 33. So we have -7 and we're getting more negative. So I know my answer is going to be a negative. If we put 7 and 33 together, how much do we have? 40. One last step. What is it? Divide by 5. Do I have to flip the sign? Why not, Alex? Yeah, because what you're bringing over isn't negative. It does not matter that the 40 is negative. It's if what you're bringing over. How many times does 5 go into 40? So close. 8. Okie dokie. I'm going to let y'all loose. Y'all will finish up the worksheet.